Hey, I'm CDiinky, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the new balance / bug fixes and changes in the newest 1.4 update, or the hotfix I would like to say. This update really doesn't add a lot. It's going to be a bit of a rant video today because I'm just very disappointed in how terrible this bug fix update is. So what they've changed that the boss screams no longer proc the electric or staff attacks on you or on their character, but you can still get the venom effect on all the screams attacks, so that's sort of not fully fixed because you can still get venom, but you can't get any more of the other attacks. But when I was streaming today in New Game Plus 10 Infected Broomella Stage 3, she still screams her staff attacks for some reason, which is just really weird. So they say they bug fixed it, but this is not fixed, so I guess that's another issue they need to do in the next update. They've also made it that the wasp drones no longer shout their staff attacks as well, which is, they've changed that. I have seen that, especially when I was in the backyard. They've also changed in some base raids that some bugs were invincible. Apparently they fixed that, but when I was streaming today, someone in my chat today said that it wasn't fixed and they still had invincible bugs. So I can't confirm 100% if this is fixed or not, but if it's not, like, come on devs, what are you doing, guys? There are a bunch of other changes, but usually optimization for PlayStation and the Switch consoles, but the main two things they've changed in this update are changes to all of the crinkle, cones and waffles and the infused weapons and the new damage resist. So they went ahead and they buffed the damage resist on the, I think, the defense badge and any of the randomized trinkets. So before, the reduced damage was only 10% on the randomized trinkets, but now it's up to 50%, which is actually a major buff, which is pretty good, especially if you're in the high New Game Pluses. But if they can add this in the game, why can't they just add upgrading your armor past level 9? Like, I don't understand why they want to have us farm for this damage resist trinket if we can't just upgrade our armor regardless, right? Which, yes, I understand you're gonna have to go ahead and farm for this damage resist trinket to make your character even more beefy, but at the same token, just why don't implement a way for us to upgrade our armor past level 9 or even add the tier 4 gear? I do know that they have said in there on Twitter somewhere that the next update is going to be the balance fix update, which is very concerning because why would they have this patch fix for such a small amount of stuff being changed, where realistically nothing got changed? Now, the biggest change in this hotfix update, I hope they revert this or they add something new to be like it was the old way, but you can no longer re-roll trinkets or your infused weapon effects by duping the crinkles, cones, waffles, or the infused weapons at the super duper. Which is sort of an odd change because they're like telling you to go out, kill bugs, get the crinkles and waffles and cones, but like the trinkets have just such a random chance of dropping anything that's good, and if you're in a high New Game Plus and you've updated your game and you do not have any good trinkets, you are going to struggle. And I know what it's like because I'm in New Game Plus number 10 and I have got some pretty decent trinkets, but if I didn't have those trinkets, I would be struggling in this, and they don't have a way for us to revert back New Game Pluses. So all the people that have updated this game, they do not have good trinkets, are pretty much just screwed. And now you could probably say, CDiinky man, there's a sausager in the game. You can go ahead and craft up these trinkets with the duper jelly to get the Glowbuster wristband, necklace and whatnot. So if you're in New Game number 6, right, and you've gone ahead and poisoned the Ant Queens, so the Ant Queens are all dead. You've killed all the Ant Queens, and now you have no way to get the sausager. You haven't infected any of the Ant Queens. The only way you're going to get the sausager is to go into New Game Plus 8, because in New Game 7, you're going to need to infect the Ant Queens, and then do all of New Game 7 just to get into New Game 8, just to make these trinkets. Like, I find this just a very silly change. Why don't you just allow us to save scum at the super duper, because I was there for maybe 5 hours in total, just deduping the trinkets over and over, because once again, the trinkets, it isn't a guaranteed chance of getting the best trinket, right? Like, there's hundreds of different combinations of trinket, and to get the best trinket you need to have so much RNG, and there already was RNG with the super duper. Now they're adding in more RNG because you need to go ahead, kill the creatures, get the crinkles, get the cones, and see if the trinket is even good or not. And that is pretty much all that's in this bug fix update. The bosses are still hit as hard as they can. Like, once again, the damage resist trinket, I'm not farming for that because I need to have plus boss damage or elemental damage versus any boss, because otherwise I will not be dealing any damage, right? And one thing I really just don't understand is I really thought this balance fix would like change the boss's damage or something, but they just changed the screams, and then they've made the game more difficult because of the cones and trinkets being non-randomized when you dedupe them and stuff. I just don't understand why they haven't pushed this hotfix update or the balance update for this update, 1.4.1. They're pushing that until 1.4.2, which could be, I don't know, could be another 2 weeks away, since this is the first patch since the 1.4 update, which was like 2 weeks ago from the date. Now, like, I understand this is not impossible. Like, I have made it to New Game Plus 10, and I've struggled a lot, but it's doable, right? But for just any other player, it's gonna be so difficult, and I just don't understand why the devs aren't pushing it, because they want players to enjoy their game and play it and have fun, go through all the New Game Pluses. But if the game is this difficult, and I know a lot of people are struggling in New Game Plus 1 and 2, but the infused weapons are locked behind New Game Plus number 4. So, and I really do not think any of the players are going to go ahead and go into New Game Plus 4 for these infused weapons. And I'm going to be completely honest, these infused weapons aren't great either. They don't even deal extra damage, they all are the exact same, they have a random effect, and heck, I don't understand why there needs to be changed, but I don't know why this wasn't even in the game to start with. But any of the infused boss weapons, besides the infused Moldy Blaster for some reason, works with Apex Predator. The Club of the Melodemon, the Mantis Scythe, and the infused Wasp Queen Bow, they do not work with Apex Predator. The only one that works with Apex Predator is the Moldy Blaster. I don't know what's happening, otherwise this wasn't tested properly, or they just didn't flick a switch to say, yep, work with Apex Predator. I have no idea. Now, I don't want to make this video just saying to the devs, what are you guys doing? Put your head in the game, make the game great. I know the game isn't going to be perfect. You can't cater the game's update to everyone. It's for a wide audience. But I just want to see this game do well. It's one of my favorite games of all time, as you know, I've made so many YouTube videos on it. But like, just seeing what they have done with this update, it just feels so rushed. Like, a lot of the new weapons they've added are just the exact same reskins. The Pepper Flake and the other Spicy Battle Axe, they do the exact same thing, but they're in higher New Game Pluses. The Frosted Flake and the Fresh Battle Axe, they do the exact same thing. One's available in New Game Plus 1, and then one's available in New Game Plus 3. There is nothing changed with it. It's just cosmetic, which I just really don't understand. And now, coming to my final point with this update, like, I remember in the pack stream they said there was so much more to show us. They weren't allowed to show, and really all they didn't show us was, I'm just trying to think now, maybe the infected ants. I think those were the only things they didn't show us, like, or they didn't tease before 1.4 dropped. I mean, we got leaked the infected ants, but we never knew if that was coming or not. But like, I just don't understand why they went ahead and added and showed us all these new weapons, and we thought, oh damn, these weapons look sick. Oh, there's 2 different types of weapons. This might be tier 4, this might be tier 3, but no. They decided to add in 2 of the exact same weapon. One just had the old texture of a Sour Battle Axe, and one had a new texture for a Sour Battle Axe for some reason. And it's just very odd that they're doing this. And if they have time to have retextured spicy fresh battle axes, the Breath Slayer, the Sour Tingle, or whatever that's called, they can make new models for those weapons. But when it comes to the tier 4, I just don't understand why the tier 4s are just reskins of the old weapons. Like, for me, it just doesn't make sense. It's got a purple glow on it, it's got an extra effect, and it goes vroom. Like, if they just added, or they just made a new model for the weapons for tier 4, it'd be so much better. But that's all my thoughts for the Grounded 1.4 hotfix, or the update in general. Fingers crossed that this balance fix comes out in like the next week or so. I know it's going to be a bit difficult because they got to like get it confirmed with PlayStation and Nintendo Switch and whatnot. But fingers crossed they keep us updated on the update and they don't leave us in the dark for like the 2 weeks that they did. And they didn't show us any updates until like the game went on sale or whatever. But if you guys agree or disagree with anything that I've said in this video, please make sure to comment them down below in the comments. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on the Grounded 1.4 update. If you guys have made it this far into this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.